So many of us have been hurt, traumatized, either intentionally or unintentionally by others. But today I'm making this video because I want to give you the main signs that you are indeed ready to trust again and that you can start living life from a place where you're not so leery of people. Now, the first sign that you are ready to trust again is that you have better self-awareness now, today, than you ever have. And what I mean by that is you're able to trust that you can make a good judgment call. You're able to trust that you can see through BS or people's not so good intent for you. Because the more we're able to trust ourselves and the more that we're able to look at a situation and properly assess it, the more we feel comfortable extending ourselves. Right? We're not going to feel comfortable extending ourselves to other people or opening ourselves up to new experiences if we don't trust that we have good judgment. So ask yourself, how is your judgment? When's the last time you had to make a judgment call? And were you able to trust yourself? Were you not able to? And whatever decision that you did go with, was it something that you felt good about? Was it something that ended up paying off? And it probably did, because if you watch this channel, you probably are on some journey of progress. Now, sign number 2 that you are able to trust again and more than you think is you're more open to putting yourself in vulnerable situations. And by that, I mean, you could have a loved one, family member, romantic partner, boss, but you're able to be more vulnerable and you're able to allow yourself to be seen. You're letting your emotions be seen. You're letting your fears be seen. You're letting your shortcomings be seen, because you no longer fear that if somebody sees the most vulnerable and the weakest or the seemingly most weak parts of you, that you'll just crumble or they have something against you and now they could figure out all your weak spots and now they could overtake you. It's like, no, it's not daunting. It's not as scary as it once was, because you're realizing that there's strength in your vulnerability. There's strength in your vulnerability. There's strength in you fully opening yourself up to be seen. You're basically saying, like, listen, this is who I am. I'm accepting myself, so therefore you have to accept myself, and that's just what it is. And that is one of the biggest signs that you are able to trust other people, because what they say, what they feel, how they react ain't got nothing to do with you. You're over here being yourself in all your beautiful God-given glory, and they either have to accept it or they don't, and that's just what it is. So that's another major sign. Now, one more major sign is that I want to say you're a lot less open, or you're a lot less shut down when it comes to communicating. You don't mind communicating your boundaries. And we talk a lot about boundaries on this channel. And you're much more open to saying no or to saying yes and speaking what you really want and what you really don't want, because you're no longer afraid of seeing the real version of people, because now you're operating from a place of being the real you. And when you're doing that, it shows that you're able to not only trust yourself, but you're able to extend others trust. How are we supposed to know if somebody's trustworthy if we don't extend them trust? Now, I think there's varying degrees of trust. I'm not about to have my safe full of my 15 M's that I put all my life savings in and let you sit around the house with it unlocked. I'm not doing that probably with nobody, right? But there's certain ways that you can figure out, not to do tests and see, oh, are they sneaky? Are they trustworthy? But you can try and see if somebody's trustworthy by little things like, hey, give me a call at this time. Or, hey, did you remember to do that? And that could start to build up your, I want to say, like, your view of people and their ability to hold their word and follow through on what they say. That is another main sign that you are able to trust people more so than you think. So I wanted to keep this video short and sweet. Didn't want to be long, but I really wanted to make it because I feel like not trusting people and not extending ourselves the luxury of having that level of closeness with someone is something that really is, I want to say, stops us from having as fulfilling of a life experience as we should. Think about it. Like, if you can't trust your best friend or whoever you call your best friend, or a loved one, a friend, a family member, if you can't trust them, how deeply and how richly can you really live? Like, the only other thing that really matters in this world is other people and our quality of relationships with them. So trust, I feel, is genuinely something that we need to work on. We can start working on it within ourselves, like trusting ourselves and not trusting, but also keeping words to ourselves. What I said I was going to do, I'm going to do it. What I said I wasn't going to do, I'm not going to do it. So that way, you're not just a skeptical person who life is just happening to. You know, you're able to start to see, like, oh no, people can be trustworthy. And the first person that has to be the most trustworthy is really you. So ask yourself, is your lack of trust for others because you were truly violated or traumatized, which it very well could be, but it could also be because you haven't really been in a space where you can really trust yourself either. And that starts to extend to other people, because the trust that we have or the trust that we don't have for ourselves is usually the same way we view other people and see the world. So start with yourself, start small, keep those promises, and start to really look at other people that way. Use discretion, of course. Don't be silly. Don't be no fool out here, because some people can try to pull the wool over your eyes, and we're not going to allow that either, because we're way too smart, way too wise for that. And I think when we start to do that a little bit more, we can start to see how trust is really the foundation of living more deeply and living a more fulfilling life. These things are killing me right now, so I'm going to close the video, but I hope that this has made sense to you. If it has, comment down below. Let me know what you think, and make sure that you subscribe, and I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow.